Hello, I'm Dragoș from UPDA's channel, and in this video we're gonna take a look of some of the WordPress plugins that can be integrated with the OpenAI API. This plugin will help us create long-form articles directly in WordPress. It will help us add the ChatGPT bot to our websites, so we can ask him various questions. It can help us with coming up with article ideas and creating various templates that can be used to write our articles. So we're gonna check all of these things in this video, and we see the exact plugins that we can use to add these functionalities to our WordPress website. The plugins are free to use, and they're having also paid options in case you want more from them. This is the first plugin that we're gonna add to our WordPress website. It is called GPT AI Power, and this plugin has some options to help us create content, long form content. It can help us add the ChatGPT bot on the website. It can help us create daily to images and things like that. We're gonna check exactly everything that this plugin can help us do with OpenAI API. The second plugin that we're gonna take a look, it is called a Mojo. It help us create long form articles as the first one, but this one has also some options to create our own templates. First thing that we need to do is to be sure that we have an OpenAI account active. The OpenAI is in beta mode right now, and anyone can subscribe. When you create this thing, it will grant you like $18 of free free credits that you can use to test and see how it's working, and then you can buy more if you want. You see here, like I have the grant of $18 that are valid until 1st of April 2023. This is the account, and to create the API key, we just need to go in here in the personal, in a view API keys, and in here we can create a new secret key. This will start creating the key. In here you see the key details. This key will be needed to be inserted in both of the plugins that we're gonna use. So I have here a test website that it is configured to use these two plugins. You see here, like we have the first plugin that has just been updated. I will update it right now to be sure that I have the latest version in here, and I have the second plugin installed, the Mojo. So let's start with the first plugin and see exactly what it has to offer. So the first thing that we will need to do is to go to settings and use your API key in here. And in the API engine, you have the options to choose the model. So the model for these things are the ones that you find on the OpenAI website. The best one is the text DaVinci 00Z31, and in here you have some options that you can choose, like to choose the temperature, the maximum tokens. So basically how this thing is working, it's you have like tokens, 1000 tokens equals about 550 words, and in here you have the price for every model. So you see this is the most expensive one and is the best one, and this is what this is what you should use for this. Also, if you want to generate images, you have the options to generate daily 2 images, and in here we have the pricing for the resolution. So every time when you will generate an image, depending on the resolution side, you will have the price added to your account. So this is the pricings and tokens that OpenAI uses right now. So let's go and continue with this. So these are the tokens. I will change this to 1000 tokens. Temperature for this, in here if you click on these things, you will have all the details about what this thing it's doing. You see that it's highlighted, and in here it tells you exactly what the model is doing. For this test, I will let the default things in here, best of one, the API key that I already inserted, and when you choose everything, you just hit save. Okay, then you have the content section, and in here you have the options to choose the language for the article, number of headings, the options to modify the subheadings, to add an image to the article, add a tagline, add an introduction, and in the pro options you have the options to add a Q&A. You have also the options to add a conclusion in here. You have the options to add a table of content. You have the options to have the heading tags. Writing style, you can choose from different writing styles, writing tone, call to action. If you have a call to action that you want to add in your article, in here you have the options to create some meta descriptions for your SEO. In here you have the DALL-E image size that should be created and included in the article. You see here you have the options to add it also as a future image. You have the modern style, abstract, and things like that. I chose the modern style for this test. In here you have a very powerful options with this plugin. You have the ability to add a ChatGPT options to your website. So basically you can add this for your visitors. You see you can set the same things, and in the AI engine thing, and here you can add a name. I will put does AI for you just to see how this is looking. And in here you have the options to change some of the things. In here you can enable this as a widget, and if you activate it, you have the options to choose the icon. To choose a default one, you can upload your custom icon. You have the options to choose the font and to set some dimensions for these things, and to set the placement that it will be in the bottom left or bottom right. You have also the options to add these things with a shortcut in a page for your members if you want. So I've changed the default width in here, and I created it something that can be more visible. So if you save this and we'll visit again the website, you'll see that we'll have a display option in there. You see in here down below we have the options for the chat, and in here, for instance, we can ask him to help us come up with some ideas that we're gonna use to generate a long article. I will ask him to help me come up with some articles idea about pocket knives laws. You see here that it's started to create some ideas for us about the articles that we can use in our website. This is just to demonstrate you. So you see in here that it provides us 10 ideas that we can. The next thing that this plugin can help us do is to have some content written. In here in the left thing you see the content writer that can be used, and some of the other things that we are gonna go and check. And in here you have the same options to choose the language, styles, headings. In here you see how many headings. You have the options to add keywords, but this is for the pro. In the image to change the details, to add a conclusion, timeline, add an introduction if you want. We can add some links if we want with some call to action, and SEO description that is set. So let's go and see what the AI provided to us. So I will take the first article, and we'll ask the plugin to create an article for us. So I will hit generate, and this should start generating the article. So I have started this, and also this thing has a timer that will tell us. I will pause this. Okay, I didn't have time to pause it. These are the headings that this thing generated for us. What are the best practices for carrying a pocket knife in your state? You can legal carry. So these things are quite good. You can add headings, you can change them if you want. And right now I will hit the generate for this. And what this thing will do, it will start generating the article, the content for us. So I will let this work with the timer, so we can see how much time this took. So let's wait. Content finish. Right now it's generating the conclusions for this. You see that it's under a minute to generate all of these things. Now it's generating the images, the image, because it will be only one. So this thing finished in about a minute. And in here we have the article generated for us. In here you have the SEO. In here you have the options to save it as a draft. So we're gonna do that. Save it as a draft. And here is the article that was generated. It's using the classic editor. It added an image for us. Let me go and convert these things to blocks to be easier. So you see that this is the image that was generated for us with the headings, and this article has about 1000 words for this. You see here on the carry of a pocket knife in your state, and these are the subheadings. I will let this website live so we can come and check this article and see exactly how the article it is. But at the end we are gonna also check to see if this thing has is passing the IE detector score. So here you can see that we have the image added. I will just publish this article right now. Okay, the article right now should be live. That we have our article generated for us, and we have the full article generated in under a minute. Okay. The other things that we should check is to see exactly how much this article cost us. So we have like 43, and right now it's just added like 3 cents for this, which is pretty low to have an article and image generated. So this tool is not using a lot of credits for generating these things. So let's go back to the plugin, and in here if we click again in this, we just check the content writer, auto content writer. This is a pro feature that you can enable if you buy this to generate articles. We have the options in here to generate an image. So basically in here what you can do is to put the prompt for the image, and in here you have the options to choose some of the styles, resolutions, and things like that. In here you have the playground options that you can play with. You can have a prompt that you can generate, that will start generating. Here you will have the results. You have the ChatGPT in here. You have also the options to run ChatGPT from here directly and to interact with it. You have the options to train your AI. In here you have the API status and logs with what was done. I generated 2 articles, you see in here. Then you have the upgrade options to upgrade to the pro options, that it has a monthly subscription that will allow you do more bulk things with this and add more different writing styles and tones and things like that. So this is the first plugin, and this is what it can do. I like it a lot because it has the ChatGPT options that can be added easily to your WordPress website. If you have a membership website, or if you have something like that, you can enable it for your members to play around it. It doesn't use a lot of credits, so you can safely use it with anything. Other thing that we need to check is to see if this thing is original. We have a GPT-2 detector. We don't have a GPT-3 detector yet, but this should tell us. So you see in here that this plugin or OpenAI, another plugin, is not that good to generate articles for your WordPress website, because the detectors will detect that this is AI generating content, and you'll have issues with Google. What you can do with this is to come up with ideas and things like that. That will be a use case. Another thing that you can do is to, like, in case you are having an WordPress theme developed, you can use this to populate your website with data, so to look more natural. These are some of the things that it will be good to use this plugin for. So now let's go and move to the second plugin, and the second plugin is called AI Mojo. This, again, it will help us create long form content, and it has some templates and image generation options that we can use to come up with ideas and inspiration for our articles. So let's go and see what this plugin has. So I have installed this plugin in here. It's called AI Mojo, and this in this section it will tell you how you can use it. So you have like the AI engines in here. Enable this engine, and in here you have the options to put your key, and then you have the options to choose the default model for this, and then you hit update, and it will link the OpenAI account with this. In here you have the options to add some of the templates. So basically, if we add new, we can create our templates, for instance, to help us come up with ideas or other things, that other prompts that you find useful for your use case. So in here, if you open the library, you see that we already have some templates. For instance, it can help us write an article outline. It will help us rewrite some of the content, bullet point expander. It can help us with article introduction. It can help us shorten an article and things like that. I will add this in here, and in here you see that this is what they're added in this in this template. So you see in here the result format that should be done. You have the customizable settings where you can put the max response length, temperature, top P, and things like that. You can choose it in here. You have the options to choose the model for this. Yeah, you see in here max response length and things like that. So yeah, this is how you can create templates with this thing. I didn't create any templates for it. I will use the default one that they have. I guess in the future they will add more. Other thing that you can have in here is the AI Mojo wizard. So what this wizard is doing, it will help us create some long form articles. So let's go and see. So for instance, in here we have the wizard settings, and we choose our model, the last one, Text Da Vinci, and I have updated it, and I will start the wizard and will generate an article. Let's see what article we can use. Let's use this one. Explain the different types of pocket knives and their legal implications. It sounds quite good, and we will see how this can help us write the article. So I'll start the new wizard in here. I will hit select. You see in here that they are working on new things for this in the pro version. And in here I will enter the topic. I'll hit the show advanced. In here we can also choose the model for this. I'll hit next. In here we can choose the title for our article. It's also generated something for us. So in case you don't have the ideas for this, you can use it to enter just a topic and let him generate the ideas for you. I will add the default article title that we have. First, let's go and check the balance and see how much we have right now and how much this thing it will add. So again, you see that right now we have 48 cents in costs. Let's go and hit next. So this is the brief descriptions that it generated. So I will choose the first one. I will hit next. Outlines, these are the outlines for the article and what it should have. It generated two. I like more the first one. Article details, and right now we will submit the article brief and see exactly how much it's taking. So it's 11:39 and it has started generating our article. We'll wait for this to finish. So I created a post with this, and in here we can directly edit the post. In here we have the post added. You see that it was added already with the Gutenberg options, but this didn't add an image for us. So what this plugin also can help us do is to generate an DALL-E 2 image, and we have in here the Mojo icon that we can select, and in here we have the playground options. We can enter prompt and we can ask him to generate various things. In here you have also the estimated tokens for this. So you have here the templates that, for instance, you can use to generate articles ideas directly here, introductions, point expanders, content expanders, and the default things that this plugin has. Other thing, you have the wizard in here that you can start directly from here. You have the options to add some notes, and the last one is the DALL-E that can help us create an image. And here you will see that you have the options to choose the number of image and the image size. We'll ask him in a minute to generate for us an image, and we'll see what it comes up. I will just put the title in here and ask him to generate an image based on the title. Nothing fancy. So let's go and check to see the usage in here. So you see that for before starting this, we had like 48 cents our account and 5 cents added today for the first articles with the other plugin and the image that was created. So right now you see that in here today we have 12 cents total that was added. So this shows that it was little, that it was not that many tokens used that we've seen in the plugin, some summarizations, but we can wait and see these things updates. What I will do now, I will generate an image for this. Let's see. So let me take the headings for this and start generating an image and see what this thing will do. Yeah, you would want to be as specific as possible when you will want to generate a DALL-E 2 image. But for this case, I just want to test it directly with the title and see how it's doing. So let me hit generate and let's see what these things is coming up with. So you see in here, it just came up with an image with an pocket knife. Nothing legal, but we could have told him to put some legal text or something in there. So you have the options to add the media to library or add it to the editor. We'll add it to library. A setting for the post, we can add this as a future image. And we can publish this post. Of course, we can add some SEO descriptions if you want. We can change the link if you want, make it shorter and be more SEO friendly. I will let it like this. So if we publish this article is quite good structured from what I'm seeing in here. And I will refresh this thing again. And in here you see that I have the last article that was generated. And if we're gonna check again to see if this thing is original, I will just copy first thing just to see if this ChatGPT2, it will, again, it will tell us it's fake. So yeah, you cannot just use the OpenAI article directly because Google it will catch. For instance, if we're gonna go and check an article that I've written just for fun to see exactly what the detector sees about my article, you'll see in here that this thing is not fake because it was written, so this is pretty good at detecting these things. And imagine that this is the GPT-2 option. In GPT it hasn't came up yet, so don't use this directly to create articles. With this plugin, what I like is the fact that you have these templates there, and for instance, if you want to I don't know, write something, we don't find any ideas, we can go in here and we can go to the templates, we can choose an articles idea, and let's put a topic in here. Let's try and ask him something about pocket knives. In here you see the tokens that this thing will use. It provided us some ideas. Another thing that you can do besides article idea, you can write an introduction, or in case you are stuck to write some ideas and things like that, you can have an outline for your article in case you don't know what to put in there. Again, if we're gonna go and check to see the usage of this thing with the latest things, you see that the usage it went up. It went at about like 25 cents for what we've used the second plugin right now. These are the plugins that are currently available for WordPress that can be used with OpenAI. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed the plugins that were shown into this video. Both of them have some nice features that can help you with your WordPress tasks. In case you are aware of other plugins that exist and integrate with OpenAI, please let a comment down below so everyone to know about them. In case you liked what you have seen, please don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.